Amazingly, One Human, One World has found out, with the help of the International Board of Medicine and Surgery, a self-sustainable unit where the dew drops can be turned into the water tanks and the water can be utilized for the harvesting of the food.
If it works.
Could we take this and move this into a village in India or Africa?
This could be moved to anywhere, rural or urban. This is set up to be more of an urban environment and such, and this was put here with the intention of trying to teach these techniques to people to be able to utilize on small pieces of property. But again, it's so expandable. You could take this whole thing, which is on 0.9 acres, put it on the end of any village, anywhere, and if we incorporate solar panel and water recovery, they're independent from the...
You could fly to India, but you were offered the opportunity to expose your ideas there in a structured way without any expense. Would you be interested in doing that?
This kind of the training program, which is good for the school children, grown-up people and people in the society who want to do something good for the world, for a self-sustainable food unit.
Programs, and now their excess is being distributed into those neighborhoods, and the same teaching techniques are being taught at each one of those gardens. So now you multiply this by 9 in 3.5 years. Plans.
Can you also then speak to the nutritional components that are necessary in the diet as to what you're developing here and how that would affect?
Well, what we're developing here, we don't like to call it organic because we still feel we'll have environmental impact in one way or another just from general environment. But everything grown here is controlled by us. We use only heirloom seeds. We only use soil that we've created here in our own compost. We try to use water from the rain where we can. All of our fertilizers are natural fertilizers that come with our compost, which we create by utilizing what we've grown with poo from the chicken coop and from oak leaves from the neighborhood. And those are the 3 main ingredients of what we grow in. And that gives us the nutritional value for the plant that you can imagine. It's the old saying, build it and they will come. When we built it, we had 8 boxes, and that was it. Within 1.5 years, we had 22 boxes. Within 2 years, we had 22 boxes, a greenhouse and solar energy. Within 2.5 years, so it does grow. To put it in a concise package, I can, with the help of my experts that are around me, to put into a package what you would need to accomplish what we've accomplished on this much land. But with that said, everything that's been installed here has been installed with the ability to expand on it. Every portion of this, you can go further. From this nut, we can add 3 more greenhouses off the same water system, off the same electrical system, just adding to it. Each one of these grow beds could be tied into our irrigation system. So you can do it as small or as large as you want. An aquaponics setup like this can be set up on your office desk with 2 fish and a grow medium on top and 4 plants. So you can go that small, or you could turn this whole acre of land into greenhouses with different fish and different tanks growing different plants. No value for the plants.
But with regard to what the human being needs to eat, there are certain I guess that's certainly dependent on the environment where you grow.
We're trying to mix as much as we can, but at the same time being at the mercy of Mother Nature still, and that's something we want to be at the mercy of, because I mean, you're not always going to have a structure to do things in, or we don't think you will anyway. So if you're at the mercy of Mother Nature, you learn as you're going along. We learned in the first year, let's not plant heat intolerant plants on this side of the garden because we're going to get most exposed. And we learned that as we went along. In the summer, we've grown heat tolerant plants now. We're told that we're in a subtropical climate, but we don't always listen to what they tell us. We know that in August at 3 o'clock, if you're standing here on this property, you're in the tropics. So we got GMO-free seeds from Vietnam, and we grew beans that like the sun and the heat. And so we had a high-producing summer crop this year for the first time. Last summer, we could barely grow anything. So we're learning as we're going, but there is a learning curve. But that's the beauty of this project. We don't take things at face value. What we're told is going to work doesn't mean it's going to work here. We try it. If it's an employee for the organization I run. But just to give you a perspective, $50,000 runs my entire organization. That's tax, tip, and postage included. It requires me to work 7 days a week. and run 2 different organizations to make this happen. This is my passion, and that's why I do it, because this is important. 20 years of collecting canned goods and dry goods and giving that to folks got a little bit old. It wasn't giving them the nutritional balance they needed. Introducing healthy stream of food into the same food stream that's existing is what we've accomplished here. This is the 9th garden that I've been responsible for in 3 years. All of that food is being produced and it's being absorbed by you. You're still reliant on dedicated people. You're reliant on the weather. You're reliant on so many things. And being discouraged by any of it doesn't work. Another thing that doesn't work in doing this is ego. If you're going to put ego into a project like this, don't even start the project, because everybody's equal in this project. Nobody's more important than any other person.
Our words must count. Hunger will not wait.